The Bentley's engine idles at the curb, paint gleaming under half-moon light. Inside a palatial Miami mansion, champagne bottles sweat on silver trays, and bass rolls through marbled hallways like distant thunder. A-listers in glittering gowns drift from balcony to pool deck, greeting each other with air kisses, while security guards in matte black suits whisper into hidden mics. Suddenly, a driver's earpiece crackles. Eddie Murphy wants the car. Now. The guard swings open the front doors. Eddie steps out. No grin, no swagger, just eyes that won't stop scanning shadows. 5 heartbeats later, he mutters to the driver, "Pull off slow, then hit it." Tires squeal. He doesn't look back. No paparazzi lens captures the moment. There's no official guest list, no leaked selfie. Yet the hush-hush rumor swells. Eddie Murphy sprinted from a Diddy party as if he'd glimpsed something too twisted, even for Hollywood. 2 decades later, Sean Diddy Combs stands in a federal courtroom answering to trafficking charges. And that single mystery, why did Eddie bolt? Morphs from cocktail party gossip to smoking gun speculation. We're about to unpack every layer: the legend of Diddy's secret freak-offs, Eddie's sudden disappearance from blockbusters, the viral deepfake that fooled 500,000 viewers, and the pipeline that turns rumor into hard cash content. By the end, you'll decide whether Eddie fled a real-life nightmare or simply pulled the most perfectly timed Irish exit in entertainment history. But first, travel back to the moment the loudest laugh in comedy faded into a whisper. And trust me, the silence is deafening for a reason. Eddie Murphy's laugh once echoed across America like church bells on Sunday. Bold, booming, impossible to ignore. From 48 Hours to The Nutty Professor, he pocketed weekends, left critics scrambling for superlatives, and pushed studio budgets. Through the stratosphere. No star shone brighter, no paycheck stacked higher. Then, blink, and the marquee dims. Early peak. In the late 80s, his films opened first and finished first. Beverly Hills Cop 2 raked in 150 raw, broke videotape sales records. His Saturday Night Live guest spot still holds the rating crown. The laugh was currency. Cracks appear. Fast forward to 2001. Dr. Dolittle 2 banks family dollars, but critics call it a cash grab. I Spy tanks next. Eddie shrugs on talk shows. Man, sometimes you shoot a 3 in brick. Yet insiders notice something strange. He cancels red carpet after parties, skips Grammy weekend, quietly sells his Jamaican vacation compound. Miami. Mansion whispers. In January 2003, Diddy, then P. Diddy, rents a waterfront palace in North Bay Road. The invite list floats around Hollywood like Wonka's golden ticket. A-list actors, supermodels, chart toppers. NDAs arrive via black envelope courier. One security guard later tells a memoir ghostwriter the mansion was part nightclub, part wonderland, part something darker. That's the night the Bentley peels out, Eddie inside, saying nothing. Public. Spin. Reporters ask about the sudden sprint. Eddie cracks a joke about bad shrimp, changes the topic, then plows into filming Daddy Daycare. The movie wins weekends, but the vibe is off. Castmates describe him as focused yet distant, cracking jokes only when the cameras roll. By 2005, he's nearly vanished off the late-night circuit. Box office fade out. After flop-era fillers, Norbit, Meet Dave, Imagine That, Eddie stops headlining. Live hard tease forward. Because sometimes thunder follows lightning and the next bolt strikes at Diddy's front door. To understand Eddie's flight, you must walk the neon-lit hallways of Diddy's most private events, whispered about for years under the coded phrase freak-off. What is a freak-off? Imagine a party that never ends. Hour 3 bleeds into hour 30, phones surrendered at check-in, hall speakers pumping rare unreleased tracks. But beneath the gloss hides checklists, mood-shifting gummies, champagne fountains spiked extra strong, side rooms draped in blackout curtains, cameras tucked behind two-way mirrors. Staff call them documentaries. Guests assume they're future leverage. Control is the theme. Attendees sign NDAs so stringent they can't discuss the NDA. Wristbands track who's ingested what. One witness later claims the pills are color-coded. Pink elevates mood. Yellow slows anxiety. Blue. Well, nobody explains blue. The rumor timeline. 1999-2003. Diddy's bad boy empire booms. Singles dominate radio, and MTV's making the band. Balloons his public persona from rapper to talent show king. Los Angeles hears whispers that post-award show parties sometimes drift into after rave territory. Translation: private fun for the selected. Miami's new mansion becomes ground zero, with shuttle vans ferrying guests from downtown hotels under cover of 2 a.m. fog. Witness mosaic. A hairstylist remembers prepping 2 supermodels at 11 p.m., only to see them stumble out barefoot at 10 a.m., mascara like war paint. A caterer's invoice lists unused Kobe beef, returned to vendor, because nobody ate solids after midnight. A driver claims he saw A-list faces he cannot legally name escorted to SUVs with blackout windows. Why tapes matter? Insiders say Diddy's security team recorded everything. Every joke, every dance floor dare, every whisper. The angle? Insurance. If someone leaks a story, the mogul already owns footage of them enjoying the spectacle. But hidden cams cut 2 ways. They also capture what hosts can't predict. And rumor insists one unwelcome clip includes Eddie Murphy storming into the courtyard, eyes wide, then leaving in a fury. Psychology of compliance. Social psychologists note how high-status environments can erode personal boundaries. Remove phones, add controlled substance, mix in megawatt celebrities. Suddenly no gets fuzzy. When star witness Jane finally files civil claims in 2024, her description of parties echoes the freak-off folklore. Sets running on schedule, participants nudged into story beats, security ensuring continuity. Hard tease forward. The next time the words Eddie Murphy appear in public filings, the internet's conspiracy switch flips to max gain. Eddie's official narrative reads like a family sitcom. He paused because kids matter, scripts stunk, and taste evolves. But dig deeper, and the timeline hums with coincidence. The Razzie smokescreen. In 2008, Eddie accepts the Razzie for Norbit. He jokes about owning the night because he's nominated in every worst category. The self-deprecation is legendary. Yet entertainment lawyers whisper that public mockery can actually shield a star, overshadow bigger brewing stories, subpoenas. Sealed. In summer 2009, 2 civil suits accuse high-profile music executives of coercion. Court grants anonymity to potential third-party witnesses. One entertainment journalist claims she saw Eddie's name on an early draft list. Another denies it. The draft is sealed. Months later, the official filing lists unnamed actor A, who attended a party on North Bay Road. Fans decode clues. Atlanta filming schedule. Jet ski accident reference. And guess actor A could be Eddie. But proof never surfaces. The family focus card. On Oprah, Eddie beams about fatherhood. If I don't chill, I'll miss everything. First steps, prom dates, drama club cameos. It's a heartstring symphony. Yet tabloids note he sells 2 investment properties, leases out the recording studio in his basement, and renegotiates with CAA to decline any scripts requiring overseas shoots longer than 8 weeks. Safety, net or strategic retreat, movie math. Between 2010 and 2019, he voices Donkey and Shrek spin-offs, appears sparingly in Tower Heist, and focuses on stand-up specials that keep him near home. The paydays shrink, but the workload, and presumably the public spotlight, shrinks faster. Hollywood accounting sees a man lowering exposure, as though staying out of deposition range. Industry blind item. A 2012 gossip newsletter claims a legendary comic recently refused an invitation to a Diddy yacht party, citing, "Enough. Freak-offs for one lifetime." The item vanishes after 2 hours. Lawyers send cease and desist. Internet archives keep the text alive. Eddie fans screen capture and dissect every miscapped pronoun, convinced it's him. Hard tease forward. But speculation reaches warp speed. When technology hands rumor-mongers the ultimate weapon, a voice that sounds exactly like Eddie, saying anything they want. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, a convincing fake video might be priceless, or catastrophic. On June 1, 2025, the line between story and evidence dissolves. Birth of a viral lie. A small channel posts, Eddie Murphy testifies against Diddy. Thumbnail, Eddie in a gray suit, raised hand, courtroom seal blurred behind him. The clip clock's 5 minutes, perfect for mid-roll ads. Eddie's voice, cloned with AI, recounts a dark Miami night and ends with, "I knew I had to leave. Hollywood for my soul." Within 2 hours, the algorithm slots it next to genuine trial coverage. It gains 100,000 hits by lunch. Why it fooled so many. The voice model taps Eddie's decades of audio archives, stand-up specials, DVD commentaries, talk shows. Deep learning stitches his cadence, the little half-breath he takes before a punchline. Pair that with royalty-free gavel thumps and a stock footage judge, and casual viewers swallow it. Rapid-fire debunk. Digital forensic sleuths pick glitches. The courtroom flag wavers, yet no AC hum. Eddie's tie knot reloops between frames. Tech TikTokers blow it up in 4K, show pixel drag on lip edges. Still, mainstream viewers scroll headlines quicker than corrections. By the time the channel posts a sheepish clarification, mirrors have spawned across Telegram, Instagram, Reels, and even WhatsApp family chats. Collateral damage. Eddie's publicist fielded 400 media queries in 48 hours. Netflix PR paused a teaser drop for Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F to avoid collision. Meanwhile, anti-trafficking advocates argue the fake fuels confusion. Real survivors risk being dismissed as clickbait. Legislative ripple. State senators cite the incident when passing a digital impersonation law. Creators who profit from forged celebrity testimony face felony charges. But enforcement lags, because servers hop countries, channels rename, and video copies mutate faster than takedowns. Creator gold rush. Copycat channels re-upload slightly sped-up versions to dodge copyright strikes. They insert allegedly disclaimers buried in description text. Ad networks still pay. Controversy spikes watch time. Ads follow eyeballs. A single 250K view video can net a few $100s. Enough incentive for a bedroom editor to keep the treadmill running. Hard tease forward. Underneath the noise, the real trial unfolds. And though Eddie's name never graces the docket, the testimonies echo that old mansion legend in ways too eerie to ignore. Government's blueprint. Prosecutors present a timeline. 20-plus years of pattern behavior. Lavish gatherings, controlled substances, intimidation. House raid evidence includes encrypted drives labeled only by date. Experts testify the drives contained surveillance footage, cash ledger spreadsheets, and non-disclosure templates pre-filled with blank names. Witness cascade. Cassie Ventura recounts early career mentorship morphing into coercion. She details the script, a party itinerary that reads like a festival guidebook, but with call times for private rooms. Anonymous chauffeur says riders were told no eye contact in back seat. His dashcam recorded muffled sobs, though judge seals audio from public release. Security captain describes a bathroom safe stocked with pills, each shelf labeled by color and effect: uplift, relax, haze. When asked if cameras filmed bathrooms, he pleads the fifth on advice of counsel. Defense posture. Diddy's attorneys paint accusers as opportunists chasing settlement gold. They brand the parties consensual, the footage for personal memories. They play clips of smiling guests singing along to 90s hits, arguing no distress appears. Media juggle. Outside, protesters chant, "Protect survivors," while pop culture vloggers live stream hot takes. Clips of Eddie sprinting away in 2003 now run side by side with testimony. Even late-night hosts toy with the idea. Maybe Eddie knew the party playlist was trash? Audience laughs, but tension sizzles. Anything involving Diddy and Eddie equals clicks. Judge clamps down. Threatening contempt for social media leaks. The judge orders jurors sequestered. Still, TikTok sleuths track which hotel they use and guess verdict vibes by breakfast pastry deliveries. Hard tease forward. Amid this circus, Eddie resurfaces, not to testify, but to promote a long-awaited comeback. The timing sparks fresh theories. Is he reclaiming narrative control or slipping a sly message between the jokes? On the eve of Netflix dropping Beverly Hills Cop Axel F., Eddie Murphy sits on a tiny folding chair at a London junket, grinning like he hasn't aged a day. But beneath the easy charm, every sentence feels precision cut. Media chess. The press lineup knows the elephant in the room. Question 1. How does Axel feel about modern policing? Eddie jokes. Everyone laughs. Question 2. British tabloid. Any thoughts on recent allegations surrounding certain music moguls? A pause, half a smirk. Hollywood's a wild jungle, snakes everywhere. You learn which trees to climb. Laughter again, but the subtext lands with a thud. Golden Globes mic drop. Months earlier, he delivered 3 life tips culminating in, "Keep Will Smith's wife's name out your fucking mouth." The audience roared, headlines spun for a week. Fans argue that Eddie weaponizes humor as shield. Say something shocking about a different scandal, divert attention from your own rumors. Stand-up return. A secret set at the Comedy Store sells out in 90 seconds. Phones taped shut at the door, no footage leaks. Those inside say Eddie riffed on backstage madness in the early 2000s, referencing a Miami madhouse without naming names. Each joke ends before revealing specifics, like dangling a key then pocketing it. Family branding. Interviews highlight his 10 children. Visual montage of graduations, birthday candles, backyard barbecues. He markets fatherhood as the final boss of adulthood, a neat contrast to Diddy's bachelor bacchanalia. The implication: I chose peace. Social media minimalism. Eddie's Instagram posts maybe twice a month. Vintage set photos, fan art, dog playing piano. No politics, no hot takes. Comments explode anyway. Tell us the truth about Diddy. He deletes none, engages none. Digital publicists call it the Stone Garden strategy. Cultivate growth by refusing to water weeds. Hard tease forward. Yet, while Eddie keeps the garden serene, the rest of the internet turns his silence into a loudspeaker. Time to follow the money pipeline that pays for rumor. Ever wonder how a half-baked YouTube video nets real-world dollars? Welcome to Conspiracy Economics, Algorithm Fuel. YouTube rewards watch time. Controversy, TLTU curiosity. Curiosity, Chiuki longer viewing. Longer viewing, eing juicier CPM ads. Creators realize Eddie plus Diddy is algorithmic nitro. They scrap news headlines, splice TikTok commentary, add robotic narration quoting inside sources, and stitch B-roll loops. Inventory flips, ad networks. Rarely check content nuance. An 8-minute video claiming Eddie spilled all in secret deposition can run mainstream consumer ads. Creator pockets a CPM of, say, $7. 10 videos, 100K views each. You're paying rent, just repeating foggy allegations. Subscriber retention hacks, use a cliffhanger end, but Eddie's brother just broke his silence, link in part 2. Forcing a binge loop, pepper titles with synonyms, exposed, revealed, uncovered bombshell shocking. The formula is endless pastry dough. Platform tug of war. YouTube promises to strike harmful deepfakes, yet removal takedowns wade through form submittals, human moderators, and appeals. During the lag, clones replicate. Telegram groups host mirror archives. Savvy fans download before deletion, re-upload under new names. The Hydra thrives. Side channel merchandising. Some rumor runners sell $39.99 exclusive deposition transcripts, digitally watermarked PDFs of pure fiction. Others push crypto rug pulls. Invest in Truth Token, tokenizing whistleblower stories. These schemes splash Eddie's face across a landing page, without his knowledge. Ethics debate. Free speech purists argue that speculation is fair game. Victim advocates call it re-traumatizing fodder. Meanwhile, real survivors fear their accounts will drown in clickbait noise. Eddie's team files occasional DMCA strikes, but rarely engages publicly, because any direct denial fuels a bigger headline. Hard tease forward. Amid ad dollars and blurred lines, one question persists. Did Eddie run from moral outrage or from legal fallout? We revisit the night itself, reconstructing every minute leading to that getaway. Let's freeze the clock. January 2003, 11:42 p.m., North Bay Road, Miami Beach. Multi-angle witness statements reconstruct the scene like a movie storyboard. Arrival. Eddie's driver, a veteran of red carpet circuits, recalls the instructions. No valet, I'll wait. Eddie steps out, dressed casual luxe, just ahead of singer Pharrell Williams. Security scans invites. Inside, lasers dance across an indoor water feature. DJ spins unreleased bad boy remixes. First red flag. A model/socialite tells a companion she's already on yellow, referencing pill color. Eddie thanks a waiter for water, declines champagne. He chats with old friend Chris Rock by the balcony. Rock reportedly leaves after 40 minutes citing jet lag. Eddie stays. Second red flag. A commotion near the West Corridor. 2 bodyguards. Block access, ushering select guests into what staff nickname backstage. A stage manager type hands out wristbands. Eddie glimpses something, leans toward security, whispers, then backs away, shaking head. Third red flag. Music shifts to slower tempo. Lights dim. Attendees with wristbands vanish behind curtains. Those without linger by the bar. Eddie converses with a production assistant he knows from a past shoot. Witness says his demeanor stiffens. He asks for his driver. Assistant thinks he's joking. He's not. Exit. Security clears a path. Eddie walks briskly, eyes forward. A guest says he mutters, "Nah man, I'm good," to someone offering a follow-up invite. The Bentley door shuts. Tires squeal. The party rolls on until sunrise. Aftermath rumors. Next morning, Eddie's team cancels a golf charity appearance, citing stomach flu. Paparazzi shots show him boarding a private jet with a single small bag. Unusual, say airport staff, for a weekend retreat. He lands in Los Angeles by afternoon, then disappears into home life. Interpretation wildcards. Some claim he saw non-consensual activity. Others say he sensed a potential sting-op. One makeup artist speculates he simply hated the vibe. But nearly every account agrees on the abruptness and the unsettled look in his eyes. Hard tease forward. Fast forward 12 years. Diddy's first civil settlement cracks the sealed vault. And rumors spiral about a lost tape that could prove Eddie's reason for running. Is the tape real? In Hollywood, nothing sparks obsession like missing footage. Enter the mythic mansion tapes. Origins. Security vendor invoices list 24 CCTV cameras installed at North Bay Road, billed under Event Archival. Cloud backup to a private server farm in New Jersey. When Diddy moves out, drives relocate, some claim to a Caribbean getaway vault. Leak sniff test. In 2016, an encrypted .zip file titled Kingdom Keys appears on the dark web, promising celebrity secrets. Troll or treasure? Hackers fight for bragging rights. The file never decrypts, likely a lure. But the myth cements. Somewhere exists footage of famous faces doing shady follies, including Eddie's flight. Extortion whispers. Anonymous emails hit tabloids asking 7-figure sums for night vision proof of freak-off nightmares. Legal counsel warns paying could violate trafficking statutes. Stories dry up, yet each new lawsuit refreshes interest. AI threat. Even if the real tape never surfaces, deepfakers now threaten to fabricate it. One Reddit user posts a 6-second loop showing Eddie in a dim hallway. Tool artifacts obvious, but enough to fool casual viewers. Eddie's lawyers file copyright strikes, claiming even fake likeness infringes publicity rights. Moral maze. If a fictional clip can ruin reputations, does the truth matter? Eddie's silence becomes self-protection. The more he clarifies, the more material deepfakers gain to train better models. Hard tease forward. Silence cuts both ways. In absence of firm answers, culture writes its own ending. And that ending now sits in the hands of a jury. As jurors deliberate, the city outside the courthouse feels split between festival and siege. Television vans hum, fans film TikTok think pieces, and street vendors sell Team Truth t-shirts. Possible outcomes. Conviction opens floodgates. For civil suits, depositions unseal. Former NDAs crumble under public interest exceptions. If Eddie was ever asked to testify, the subpoena could drop, forcing a statement. Acquittal. Diddy's camp declares vindication, sues outlets for defamation. Conspiracy theory creators double down, claiming the real evidence was buried. Mistrial. Endless limbo. Internet rumor keeps chewing, because ambiguity is gold. Eddie's playbook. Whether guilty verdict or not, expect him to keep jokes broad, tailored for longevity. I told y'all Hollywood's crazy. He may never confirm or deny specifics. The mystery sells tickets. A solved riddle does not. Audience psychology. Studies show unresolved narratives sustain attention better than definitive answers. Think D.B. Cooper, Amelia Earhart, or Who Bit Beyoncé. Eddie's silence turns him into a living cliffhanger, and our brains hate incomplete stories. Cultural stakes. Beyond gossip lies the systemic question: can celebrities commit to parental paths and redemption arcs while others drown in allegation quicksand? Eddie vs. Diddy becomes parable. Good dad versus alleged predator. Controlled brand versus reckless empire. Reality, as always, sits murkier in between. Closing beat into finale. The gavel will fall, but echoes linger. And those echoes will travel through every phone speaker, hungry for the next jolt of scandal. A Bentley engine idling under moonlight, a mansion pulsing with bass, one comedian speeding into the night. 20 years later, a courtroom spotlit like a stage show. Testimonies stack, deepfakes spread, YouTubers bank, and the world keeps refreshing. Feeds for the next bombshell. Eddie Murphy's real story, dull or devastating, remains locked behind his famous grin. So here's your challenge. When a new video pops up screaming, "Explosive footage leaked," buy pause. Ask, who profits if I watch? Who suffers if I share? Scrub the timeline, check the primary sources, trace the money trail. Because in an age when AI can clone any voice and rumor prints cash like a mint, discernment is rebellion. Drop your theory below. Was Eddie fleeing danger or dodging bad vibes? Would you have stayed at that party? And if a genuine mansion tape surfaces tomorrow, what's more important? Exposing the truth or respecting privacy? Your clicks cast votes in the court of public opinion. Choose wisely, because the next twist in Hollywood's darkest party saga is only one leak away, and the algorithm never sleeps.